Good morning. All right, so let's look at what we have. So today is August 6, 2025. And let's look at ES. All right, so yesterday ES, it opened up here at the top of the range. Didn't hold value from Thursday. So that was a short signal, in my opinion, when we started accepting inside the previous day's range. I took that short, and my target was the point of control and value area low from this session. We got there, and then I thought we were going to see some buying here, or at least here at the top of the spike, but we didn't. Sellers were pretty strong. We left some single prints initially. Then we traded all the way through the weekly pivot, and then we kept balancing. Before balancing, we had a nice attempt to rally, which fell right at the monthly pivot, and then we were balancing here. We left a bearish imbalance. You can see that we have very little excess to the downside. So now we have a 2-day balance, right? This day was lacking access to the upside, but this day was lacking access to the downside. Right? So now we're in the middle. Like I said in my notes this morning, this is a transition area. I said that a few days ago too. Why do I call it a transition area? Because we had an area here where we were accepting and balancing in the past. Then we broke through it, and then we were accepting and balancing above here. Then we came back below it, and now we're in the middle. So this is, in my opinion, I see it as a transition. So for today, what I'm looking at is, do we still trade in this area, or do we attempt to break out either above or below? So if we're trading in the middle, in my opinion, we have to wait a little bit to see, at least the first hour or so, to see we accept inside this range. What do I mean by accepting? Is by, trading back and forth, spending some time and putting some volume inside this range. If that's the case, then we just fade the edges. If we see that we have a balanced, normal day, then we can just fade the edges back to the point of control. Now, if I see that we start moving strongly in either direction, I'm gonna look to go with a break of this two-day balance, and then on the upside, my targets are that this point of control that was still untested, and then 63.90, and then watch for continuation to see if we get back to the 20-day point of control. If we break to the downside, we have this session right here, which my initial target is going to be that value area high for this session, which is right about the same level as this 62.80 balance target. So maybe I think value area high is at 62.81. Yeah, you can see 62.81. So that's going to be my first target, and then if we accept below that, then I'm going to target the point of control for this session, and then value area low, which this is a trade that I always look at. Is once you come back into value for either a session or a range, I'm going to look to see a value sweep, right? So accepting below inside value, once we come back into value, targets the other side of value. And the low side of value is at 62.54. You can see it here better. This value area high, value area low. And then from there, obviously, monitor for continuation. If we break below that value area low for this session, then I'll look at 62.40 as my target, and then see if we move into this support area at 62.20. And then from there, I would expect buyers to defend this. But that's about it. That's what I'm seeing now in ES. Let's see, in Q, very similar structure. You can see we are here also between the monthly and the weekly pivots, and same thing. I'm gonna use the overnight low for NQ because we traded below this low already, so this will be my line in the sand, right? And then same thing here. I have this session here. I have on the upside, I have this high right here from 2 days ago that we're looking to see if it holds or not. But the only difference in NQ is that I could use this low volume node as my area for a break, because we are opening way below compared to ES. So if we break above the overnight high, I'm gonna watch this 320 as my area for a break. If it breaks above 320, I'm gonna look to target this high right here. And then the rest would be similar as ES. Crude still holding this. It's having a hard time getting to this 64.80 support. Still in the same range. Nothing to see here. Same thing with gold. It tested again into that 34.40 area. Barely got into it and then rejected. Came back to the 3400s almost, and now we're just we moved the 20-day point of control up to 34.30. So now we gotta see if this holds, or if we start trading back down here in the 3400, and then we shift that 20-day point of control. The 90-day is down here. This is the 90-day point of control. So it could be shifting back and forth between these two areas. Alright, that's about it for today. Good luck.